Well, Jamestown's Juneteenth festival took place over the weekend with two primary things on the agenda: honoring freedoms of the African American community here locally and a late city councilwoman who dedicated her life to putting that festival on. WNY News Now's Julia Gress joining us live with more. Julia.
That's right, Justin. Over the weekend, the city held its annual Juneteenth festival, which also honored late city councilwoman Victoria James. Councilwoman Regina Brackman, among other speakers at the event, celebrated what she calls a victory after Juneteenth was declared a federal holiday.
It's finally been recognized after all these years, the sacrifices that have been made from the people that were freed from slavery and didn't know it. Could you imagine being freed and not know that you were freed?
Alize Scott, community educator at the YWCA in Jamestown, gave a brief history of the date and the meaning it holds.
On that summer day in 1865, a full 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation and over 2 months after General Robert E. Lee surrendered, Major General Gordon Granger, commander of the U.S. Army's Department of Texas, delivered the news via General Order Number 3 to perhaps the very last enslaved people to learn that they were free.
She further explained that the General Order not only freed the slaves, but also gave them advice on how to proceed to freedom.
The freedmen are advised to remain quietly at their present homes and work for wages. They are informed that they will not be allowed to collect at military posts and that they will not be supported in idleness either there or elsewhere.
She explains there were many reasons why the news that slaves were freed could have been delayed, including:
there are some stories that they deliberately withheld this news in order to maintain the enslaved population on the plantations. And then there's another version that states that they wanted to get another cropping season out before they delivered this news to the enslaved.
Regardless, she says, this day in history was one full of disbelief and pure joy, with those celebratory emotions continuing to this day.
Red-hued foods and drinks were often served, such as red velvet cake, red strawberry soda, and red punch always making an appearance, with various stories of why this red color was important to the celebration. For a long time, relatives told young ones that the red color symbolized the blood of the millions of enslaved people who had suffered and died. But the color red can also be traced back to our historical African roots as well.
Juneteenth, Scott says, is also a reminder of the resiliency of the Black community and counters the traditional point of view the history of slavery is often taught from. On Saturday morning, 2 trees were planted in Victoria James's memory at Jackson Taylor Park, who is credited with organizing the festival for the past 20 years. Additionally, a new scholarship in memory of James will include all the proceeds from the festival's concession stand. Justin, back to you.
All right, Julia, absolutely incredible to see the community together. Thank you.